During her almost two-decade trailblazing career, Molly Fletcher has represented over 300 of sports' biggest names.
Today, she is a world's top 50 keynote speaker and author of Dynamic Drive. Molly joins us now to share her keys to unlocking your own dynamic drive. Thanks so much for being here.
Of course, it's fun.
Oh, so you've reinvented yourself so many times over. How do you do that, and how do you find the fulfillment when you get to a point in your life where things are changing?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think it's important to constantly be evolving. And that's, my recent book, Dynamic Drive, is all about how do we continue to iterate? How do we stack growth day after day inside of ourselves? For me, as a sports agent for almost 20 years, every day these athletes and coaches had to get better or they would literally lose their job, right? And so I sort of thought that was normal, that we get better every day, and that was the mindset of the world. I know you're laughing. And so, I believe if we're living into our purpose, if we're following our heart, if we're aligning our daily pursuits with what in fact matters most to us, the byproduct of that clarity that we've created will be fulfillment. And I think we iterate along the way, right? We iterate. The way we show up and do what we find fulfillment doing it may evolve in our lives. We were talking about how we all have children.
Yes.
Our priorities shift and change, and that's okay. And so I think we have to live into that as we evolve and grow, staying true, though, to finding joy and fulfillment inside of us so that we can serve others and the world and the people that we live with and serve better.
So I know a lot of your insight came from watching professional athletes, different sports, different levels, different achievements of success. How can someone who has never lived in that world, who lives in a daily routine, grab inspiration or advice or look to that to help them get where they want to go?
Yeah, awesome. What's so interesting is that for me, for 2 decades, I was right beside. It was a courtside seat to peak performance. Yeah, I mean, essentially, right? It was a courtside seat. And what's fascinating is the world sees the trophies, the accolades, the big contracts, the step back three to drain it and take your team deeper into the tournament. That's what the world sees. I saw everything in between. Okay. And I call that dynamic drive. And what I found to be remarkably unique is that, yes, a lot of athletes and coaches achieve remarkable success, but very few find fulfillment. And I believe that it's incredibly important to pull back and say, as we pursue achievement, because the world sees the achievements, the world thinks, to your question, that that's maybe what they focus on. But the truth is that's not what they focus on. They focus on getting a little bit better every day. They focus on what I unpack in my book: mindset, curiosity, discipline, resilience. And what I have found is this kind of drive, it isn't reserved for a special class of people. Okay. It isn't reserved just for a second baseman for the Cubs, right? It's reserved for, it's something that's in all of us. It's a spark. So it's ensuring that we're wholeheartedly pursuing the legacy that we want to leave, that we're wholeheartedly ambitious as heck, but we're also aligned with the things in our lives that matter most. Because I think what can happen, and I've seen it with athletes, I've seen it with coaches, I've seen it with executives, leaders, entrepreneurs, is we go after hard what we want in life. We go after goals, for example, hard. But if we aren't aligning those goals with our core values and our purpose, we unintentionally become complacent in other areas of our lives. So what I believe matters is we have to say, what are those goals and pursuits that we're going after, but how do we ensure that they line up with who we're becoming along the way, so that we don't find ourselves achieving remarkable things but empty inside?
What do you tell people who maybe have a little bit more of a mundane day-to-day, and they're maybe in a space of their life where it's kind of a routine every day? How do you get a dynamic drive out of that? If maybe they don't love their job, but they need to do it to support their family. Right?
100%. I mean, I think one is I would pull back and say, what is the legacy I want to leave? What are my biggest values? What matters most to me? What do I want on my tombstone? And how can you ensure that the way that you're approaching the activities of your day, your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, in service of laddering up to that? And I would argue that we have a mindset by which we have 70,000 automatic thoughts a day. So we listen to what we choose to pay attention to. And so we have to ensure that we shift if we're feeling a little bit stuck, right? If we're feeling a little complacent. To me, that's when we've got to pull back and say, how can I ensure that that I'm behaving in a way that ladders up to what matters most to me, and change the story that we're telling ourselves from maybe one of an inner critic to one of an inner coach.
Oh.
How would a great coach or a great teacher talk to you and allow you to step into the best version of yourself? And you know, we get one life, right? Like, we get one shot at all of this. And you know, so I would say if somebody's feeling a little bit stuck, pull back, get clear on the values, and then determine what are the ways in which you can show up in the world every day that allow you to live into those values. And sometimes that requires maybe some tough decisions.
Yeah.
But I want everybody to leave the legacy they want. And I want everybody in the world to have the right people at their 90th birthday party.
There you go.
I do.
That's
there you
awesome.
go. All right, Molly, thank you so much.
Yeah, MollyFletcher.com is where you can get some more on the TED Talks, the book, and all the things. Gosh, you're a great motivational speaker.
You're so kind.
Thank you so
Fun to
much
be
for
with you.
being here.
Thank you.